Amid the chaos of everyday life and the cacophony of conflicting voices that permeate our society, Stoic philosophy emerges as a beacon of wisdom, gently guiding us through the turbulent waters of life. The power of silence, a theme deeply rooted in Stoic doctrine, is not only a refreshing practice for the mind, but also a powerful tool for retaining our mental and spiritual integrity. And before we continue with our video, I ask you to contribute by leaving a like. The Stoics, with their deep insight and understanding of human nature, recognize that silence is not merely the absence of sound, but a state of introspection and self-knowledge that allows us to ignore the negative influences that surround us. In a world where we are constantly bombarded by external stimuli and social pressures, silence becomes an inner sanctuary, a refuge where we can retreat to find the peace and clarity we so seek. We cannot choose our external circumstances, but we can always choose how we respond to them. The Stoic practice of silence transcends the mere absence of sound, entering a territory where stillness becomes a form of resistance and preservation of the self. This silence is not an escape, but an intentional choice to disengage from disruptions and conflicts that do not serve our greater purpose or well-being. It is an act of abstaining, not out of inability to respond, but out of recognition that true strength often lies in our ability to maintain calm and composure even when faced with chaos. Stoic silence is therefore a shield protecting us from being consumed by external adversities and allowing us to maintain our internal peace and balance. The energy we have is finite and therefore must be preserved and directed towards what is truly essential. Silence in this context serves as a guardian of our vital energy, ensuring that we do not waste it in unnecessary conflicts and distraction. By consciously choosing not to allow external disturbances to invade our internal space, we are actually making a powerful statement about what is truly important to us. We are deciding that our inner peace and stability are a priority and that we will not allow them to be compromised by negative external influences. The practice of silence is also deeply rooted in wisdom, in the understanding that not every action requires a reaction, and that often the most powerful response is to choose not to respond. The Stoics understood that silence can be an expression of strength and self-control, demonstrating an ability to remain steadfast in the face of provocations and disturbances from the external world. This silence is not passive, but actively engaged, a constant presence that reminds us to remain true to ourselves and our principles, even when faced with the storms of life. You have power over your mind, not outside of events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Engaging in futile disputes and allowing the words and actions of others to dictate our emotional state is a recipe for inner turmoil. Stoic philosophy invites us to ponder deeply the battles we choose to fight, recognizing that not all disputes are worth the energy they require. Choosing not to engage in negative conflict or allowing criticism to affect us is not a demonstration of weakness or indifference, but rather an expression of our autonomy and understanding that our inner peace is precious. It is a recognition that our attention and energy are valuable resources and, as such, are directed toward issues and actions that are aligned with our deepest values and purposes. Energy, both physical and emotional, is a finite resource that must be managed with wisdom and discernment. Stoics understand that allowing every criticism or conflict to affect us is allowing our energy to be siphoned by external elements, often leaving us exhausted and unable to focus on what is truly important. The practice of silence in this context is an energy retention practice, a way of ensuring that we maintain our life force for the challenges and opportunities that actually disable our attention and action. It is a practice that allows us to maintain our integrity and internal strength, even when faced with adversity. Silence, when practiced with intention and awareness, becomes a powerful tool for maintaining autonomy over our emotional and mental state, By choosing not to allow external influences to disturb our inner peace, we are actually exercising profound control over our own being. This is a form of emotional autonomy, a practice that allows us to navigate the world and its countless complexities and challenges with a stability and serenity that cannot be easily shaken. Silence, in this sense, is not just the absence of any response, but an assertion of our own sovereignty and a commitment to our own peace and well-being. The best revenge is to be different from the one who committed the injustice. By embracing silence, we uncover a portal that leads us to authenticity and the true experience of life. Silence is not merely the absence of sound, but a rich, full presence that offers us a space to truly be ourselves, away from the expectations and pressures of the outside world. In this sacred space, we are invited to shed the masks we often wear to navigate society and find the pure essence of who we are. Silence allows us to experience life in a way that is entirely authentic, where each moment is lived fully and each experience is valued in its entirety. The simplicity that silence carries with it is a balm for the soul, providing us with the opportunity to slow down and observe life through a clearer, more focused lens. Amidst the silence, distractions dissipate, allowing a clearer, more focused perspective to unfold before us. This clarity offers us the chance to reflect on our lives, our choices and our paths, with an insight that is often obscured by the constant noise of the external world. It's a space where we can ponder what truly matters to us and where our true priorities become apparent. The invitation to delve deeply within ourselves, which silence offers us, is a journey to explore the most intimate corners of our thoughts and feelings. It's a safe space to explore our hopes, dreams, fears, and desires without judgment or interference. This deep dive allows us to emerge with a clearer understanding and richer appreciation of who we are and what we value. It is a practice that allows us to align our actions and choices with our deepest values, ensuring that we live a life that is truly reflective of who we are and what we aspire to be. Freedom is the only fortune that the gods cannot take from men. The power of silence, from the Stoic perspective, is intrinsically linked to freedom. A freedom that is authentic and deeply rooted in the being. By distancing ourselves from external expectations and negative influences, we not only free ourselves from external constraints, but also unlock an internal space of serenity and autonomy. This is not an act of rejection of the external world, but an act of acceptance of our own internal world, where our values and principles are not at the mercy of external circumstances. Silence thus becomes the key that unlocks the door to a freedom that is genuine and unshakable, allowing us to live in a way that is authentically aligned with our true self. Silence is not just a state of stillness, but a state of reflection and recalibration. It is a sacred space where we are invited to delve deeply into our own depths, exploring and reflecting on our experiences, our choices, and our path in life. This is a space where recalibration occurs, where we can adjust our course and align our trajectory with our deepest values. Silence, in this context, is not passive, but actively engaged, an ongoing process of self-exploration and self-improvement that allows us to return to the external world with a presence that is more centered, serene, and above all, true to who we are. By embracing silence and the freedom it offers us, we return to the world with a presence that is fundamentally altered. This is not the serenity that comes from ignorance or avoidance, but a serenity that is forged in the deep clarity and understanding of our own being. It is a presence that is unwavering in the storms of life, because it is centered on a clear understanding of who we are and what we stand for. Silence thus allows us to move through the world with a calm and clarity that emanates from a place of true freedom, allowing us to live a life that is, in every way, deeply and authentically ours. On your journey along the Stoic path, Allow silence to be your guide, your protection, and your inexhaustible source of inner peace. And as you do, you will discover that in silence lies true strength to face life's challenges with equanimity and grace.